Tonight we have two teams who could not wait for the start of the 2020 season. Memphis 901 FC looking to crash the playoff party. Indy 11 wants to take that next step toward the final. Memphis 901 FC and Indy 11. It's the USL Championship coming up next. Welcome to AutoZone Park. We're live in Memphis, Tennessee, and it is opening night for Memphis 901 FC and Indy 11. Two different fates last year. Memphis 901 FC finishing 15th in the regular season. Indianapolis, the Indy 11 coming in third, and it looks like it's a fresh start for both teams tonight. We'll tell you why. Good evening with USL alum JJ Greer. I'm Tim Van Horn. Thank you for joining us tonight. And JJ, we'll start with Memphis 901 FC. Some big changes in the offseason for head coach Tim Mulqueen and a desire to crash that 2020 party.
Yeah, Memphis 901 FC has essentially gone a complete roster overhaul ahead of the 2020 season. The squad has gotten more experience and more athletic, so I think the home fans tonight at AutoZone Park will really have something to watch.
For Indy 11, they're hoping for maybe just a minor tweak, and it'll all go through their star player and their goal scorer, Tyler Pasher.
Yeah, Tyler Pasher was one of the most electrifying players, attacking players in the USL Championship in 2019. He's got unbelievable pace and speed, as you saw on that goal right there. And that lightning quick pace propelled him to 13 goals and 4 assists, and those 13 goals made him the top striker for Indy 11. If 901 FC can slow down Tyler Pasher, they'll have a great shot at earning 3 points tonight.
He would love to spoil the opening night party, but to do so, he's going to have to get past perhaps the most celebrated goalkeeper in U.S. men's national team history. You might have heard of him, Tim Howard.
It comes as no surprise that goalkeeper Tim Howard is one of the featured players to watch for Memphis 901 FC, the former U.S. men's national team and English Premier League legend, as well as Colorado Rapids legend, will provide so much experience for Memphis 901 FC. With over 2 decades of experience, his shot-stopping capability and his communication ability will propel Memphis possibly to 3 points and a shutout tonight.
You can never expect anything less than his best. It's going to be intense tonight. Opening night, Memphis 901 FC and Indy 11. We got a hot one in downtown Memphis. Coming up next, it's USL Championship Soccer. And welcome to AutoZone Park. We are just a moment away from kicking off the 2020 season for Memphis 901 FC, and they are hosting Indy 11. Good evening with USL alum J.J. Greer, I'm Tim Van Horn. Let's take a look at what we can expect for tonight's. The lineup's brought to you by AutoZone. Indy 11 stout lineup tonight with head coach Martin Rennie. J.J.?
Yeah, Indy 11, a really strong side, a really strong attacking side, especially as you see Tyler Pasher and Jose Garcia on the flank there. I really look forward to watching them get up and down that sideline.
They came in third in the East last year. Memphis 901 FC came in 15th, but they've got other ambitions, and it all starts about building from the back. And if you're going to build from the back, why not start with a brick wall?
Yeah, there's no better person in the USL Championship, in my opinion, than Tim Howard to start with at goalkeeper. He'll anchor that back line. I'm also looking forward to seeing Jose Baxter combine with that front three and see if they can create some goals tonight here at AutoZone Park.
Two accomplished coaches. Let's take a look at Martin Rennie, the head coach for Indy 11. This is his third season. As I mentioned, they came in third and made the Eastern Conference semifinals last year. He's brought in 8 new players for Indy 11. We'll keep an eye and see what kind of a start they can get off to. On the other side, down the touchline, is Tim Mulqueen entering his second season, the first and only head coach ever of Memphis 901 FC. They finished 15th last year, but he's brought in 11 new players in the offseason. And this looks like a Memphis rebuild 2.0, and that's brought to you by AutoZone. There's one of the new players right there, Jose Baxter, who broke into the English Premier League at the age of 16 for Everton and spent plenty of time, 300 appearances in the English Football League. Pierre De Silva coming back from last year, and this should be a good one tonight, JJ.
Absolutely. You see Mark Segbers there getting ready as we have the kickoff.
We're underway from AutoZone Park. Indy 11 with the ball. They'll send a speculative ball down the right side. Liam Doyle, one of the center backs, watching, hits the corner flag and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, fortuitous bounce right there for Liam Doyle, as he really took a chance there on, that could have easily gone out for a corner kick, but Liam Doyle, he's an experienced center back, and he knew exactly what was going on that particular play.
One of those worst case scenarios would he would have hit the corner flag and come right back to him, and then it's like, well, what do I do? But fortunate there. Tim Howard's going to send this one long, and Memphis 901 FC will get their first touches of the evening. Dwayne Muckett down the sideline, although Indy 11 has one man down. They'll play on, though, and now a touch out to check on this injured player, as the referee tonight, Matthew Thompson, already calling for the official to come out for assistance, and it looks like for Indy 11, that's going to be Neville Hackshaw. Maybe took one to the jaw.
Yeah, it looks like he's grabbing his lip there. I didn't quite see what happened live on that particular play, but he looks like he's going to be all right, Tim.
Just underway from AutoZone Park. Your referee for tonight's match is Matthew Thompson. As I mentioned, he refereed 18 games in the USL Championship last year, had 58 yellow cards, only 1 red card. He likes to keep them on the pitch, and I think we all like it that way. His assistants, Walter Heatherly, Justin Howard, and the fourth official tonight, Wes Cowett. We're going to have looks like to be an uncontested / contested draw ball. Looks like they'll call that uncontested. And we're back underway. Indy will keep possession with Jose. He'll send that across, and here, coming up, we'll have the keys to the match. Pasher drops that back off to the back three for Indy 11. Late in the postseason, they had a showcase last weekend. They played with a back three with a couple of wingers. Here's now Tyler Pasher. Your keys to the match, JJ.
Yeah, keys to the match. Use attacking width to create chances. Get the ball out wide to Pierre De Silva and Dwayne Muckett, and let them go out wide and create. Win the physical battle in midfield. Kofi and Michael Reed will really need to do the dirty work in midfield if 901 FC wants to get a favorable result tonight. And press higher up the pitch. Really get that pressure high up the field. Tim Mulqueen and his staff talked about wanting to put more pressure on the opposing team and force Indy to play out of the back. If you can keep the ball in front of you and force the ball into turnovers in dangerous areas, you're going to have a lot of success tonight.
Here's a ball over the top to Andrew Carlton. He's flagged for offside. By the way, those keys to the game presented by My City Rides. See how much you'll save when you scoot with My City Rides. Tim Howard will play that about 15 yards from his goal line and send that one upfield. Looking for Dwayne Muckett. Folks still filtering in here at AutoZone Park. This is the club's second ever season, averaging over 6,500 fans. Last year, they really welcomed soccer. into the Bluff City. Been very popular. Tonight, by the way, you may notice Memphis 901 FC with some new kits. You see some yellow piping and some pinstripes. Memphis 901 FC, of course, in the Navy. Indy 11 wearing their road whites tonight, and they'll send that back to Evan Newton. Left-footed drive. Segber's going for it. Zach Carroll going for it. There's going to be a scramble down the line. Segber's gets called off by Tim Howard. They'll send it back to the keeper.
Looked like there's an offside call on that pass there. Jefferson Contreras looked to be just a step off, but you could see the speed of Mark Segbers, who chased him down relatively easily, and that's something that 901 FC will really be looking forward to this year, of having such really good pace on that right-hand flank.
And Carroll's going to shank that one out of bounds. Maybe some adrenaline. JJ, you've been there, done that with the USL, and you've played at this level. Can you tell us a little bit about opening night? How long does the adrenaline stick around on the first night of the season? I mean, everybody's out in their new uniforms and wanting to do great. What's the thought process in a match like this?
Yeah, I think you really got to break the game down into 15 minutes. That first 15 minutes of the game can be quite a blur, and the bright lights are on, the fans are cheering. So I think if you get through that 15 minutes without having conceded, you got a really good shot of staying focused and having a good match.
There's newcomer Michael Reed with a header. He'll knock that down to De Silva. You mentioned Segbers a moment ago, trying to find Dwayne Muckett. That's out for a Memphis throw. Michael Reed, formerly of Nashville SC, goes to a former Nashville teammate, Liam Doyle. New dad, by the way, proud papa. Not thinking about that right now, though. Looking to get 3 points here on opening night. Swings that wide for Mark Segbers.
You can see what Segbers was trying to do there. He's trying to find Brandon Allen into that channel. And I think Mark Segbers, as the year goes along, he'll find that Brandon Allen is more of a player that likes the ball to his feet. He's not really going to run down a lot of balls. He likes the ball in and around the box so he can finish tidily.
Tom Mulqueen once compared him to a shark, that you don't see the shark's eyes right before they're attacking because they're so calm. Brandon's very calm around the goal, and as you mentioned, he does love it right around his feet. If you'll do some of the work for him, he can finish off. One of the most efficient forwards last year in the USL in his limited time here at 901 FC. In fact, the leading goal scorer with 9. Michael Reed, middle of the pitch, looking at a switch, decided otherwise, goes to De Silva. De Silva swings outside. He's got a runner on the back post with Allen, but instead goes to Birch, who will flip it over to De Silva down the wing. Looking to go one-on-one just outside the 18. He pushes in. He's bumped off.
Yeah, it's really good defending there from Carl Ouimet, as you see the nutmeg there, but really good 1v1 defending as Carl Ouimet stood up Pierre De Silva. Great defending from the Indy 11 center back.
There's a lot of temptation there, isn't there, to sometimes dive in on that and just try to take it off of him?
Oh, absolutely. There's always temptation whenever you're 1v1 and that close to the goal, but Carl Ouimet, he's a veteran, and he knew exactly what he was doing on that play.
Here's a ball down the line. The Indy 11 trying to work it down the left side. It'll be a throw in for Iose. Iose looking for some help on the inside from Contreras. That's cleaned out by Zach Carroll. It's a new back pairing compared to this time last year, JJ, for Memphis 901 FC. And last year, Mark Birch was in the middle of that. He's still captain, but he's now at his more natural position of left back. And Zach Carroll and Liam Doyle now taking care of things in the middle. Here's Segbers, nowhere to go, or rather that's Kofi, nowhere to go, and Iose with some high pressure out for a throw.
Got a really cagey match so far in the first 8 minutes of this game, Tim. I think both teams are still feeling each other out a lot, and Indy 11 looks pretty sharp so far, as does 901 FC, but Indy 11 really completing most of their passes so far.
Lofted ball. Birch was able to get to it first. Good hustle play by Drew Connor, though, forcing the ball off the foot of Liam Doyle and back to Indy 11. Last year in both matches, Indy 11 winning 3-0. And one of the things they were able to exploit last season was the wing play, and it looks like Indy 11 is going to test Mark Birch, and it looks like they're going to test Mark Segbers on the other side as well. And so far, so good, passing the grade after the first 7.5 minutes for 901 FC, but it does look like Indy does have a game plan to see if they can work those wings tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately for 901 FC, I think they've really strengthened themselves defensively on the flanks. When you talk about a Mark Birch moving back out to his more natural left back position, and also bringing in Mark Segbers at right back, he has a lot of pace and a lot of flair and creativity on that right-hand side. So I expect a more cagey match tonight.
Here's De Silva looking for Allen. He brings it down, still on his right foot, goes left foot, shot, and a goal! And that's exactly what you said about Brandon Allen. So calm, so cool. Get the silver armor. The Brandalorian, the sniper, has struck from Memphis 901 FC.
It's a fantastic goal from Brandon Allen. He took that ball down with his right foot and cut back onto his left, as you see him celebrating with Pierre De Silva and Mark Birch and his other teammates. But what an incredible shot and a goal that was from Brandon Allen. I believe that was one of his first touches, maybe his second touch of the game. As you see on the replay here, got a great angle here. He takes it down with his right foot, comes back into traffic, two guys on him, just whips that ball into the back post, into the top corner. Evan Newton not even trying for that one, just looks at his teammates like, come on, guys. You see Brandon Allen cuts back in and whips that thing into the top corner. Fantastic goal from Brandon Allen.
I wish my dentist could deaden my tooth the way he deadened that ball. He brought it down to his foot, took that extra touch. So calm, so cool. Memphis 901 FC with a 10th minute goal. Here come Indy 11, though. They're not content with a 1-goal deficit. They're coming right back. Here's a switch to the left side on Ioze on the side of the 18. Ball into the middle, into the blender. Mark Birch is there. Segber's fighting with Hackshaw. Tim Howard calls for it, gets it, little contact. And this is not going to go over well with Mark Birch.
A lot of contact there between Jefferson Contreras and Tim Howard, and Tim Howard is still down. And you saw the captain, Mark Birch, took great exception to Jefferson Contreras going in on Tim Howard on that ball, as Tim Howard was always going to get to that ball as things calm down here a little bit. But Tim Howard still down, taking his time, but hopefully he'll be okay.
And Ioze had a terrific in-swinger to make all of that happen in the first place. Tim Howard strong on the ball, maintained possession. Here's Ioze on the wing. You can see in this replay, ball headed up. And then here comes Hackshaw with the following header. And Tim Howard, strong hands.
You know, fair enough to Jefferson Contreras. It didn't look like he was trying to do anything cynical on that play. I think Tim Howard's trailing leg was just stuck out a little bit, and he happened to clip Jefferson Contreras. But I know Tim Howard has had a couple of injury problems in his career lately, but he looks to be okay so far. So that's really good for Tim Mulqueen and his side in the first 11 minutes of this game.
And a yellow card has been issued by referee Matthew Thompson. I believe it's going to be to Contreras. I don't think it was for dissent. It might have been for a dangerous play on the goalkeeper.
It was either towards Contreras or towards Mark Birch for standing up for his teammates there. We'll get that information to you. It looks like it was, the yellow card was awarded to Jefferson Contreras.
So he's the first yellow card of the night. 12th minute here, and we've already had about 45 minutes worth of action. JJ Segber's with a quick throw. That's picked off by Tyler Gibson. They'll switch it around the back to Ouimet. Patty Barrett's going to bring it up into some space. Looking for some help in the middle. He's got Andrew Carlton. No foul called there. Although there's a tough tackle there, and De Silva is having none of that. And here comes the scrum.
Huge collision there at about midfield between Andrew Carlton and Pierre De Silva. And as you saw, Pierre De Silva took great exception to that. He might have thought Andrew Carlton might have left some studs up on that particular play, as we have some yellow cards being awarded. You see on the replay here,
there's Baxter, and that was innocent enough. De Silva, it looked like at first a bit of a late challenge, maybe, although the question is, did Carlton go in studs up or studs down?
I didn't see too many studs exposed there from Andrew Carlton. They might have been slightly up, but a really hard challenge there between both players, Pierre De Silva and Andrew Carlton, and Pierre De Silva letting the young Andrew Carlton know that at home here at AutoZone Park, you know, he's not having any kind of funny business.
Be interested to hear how that one went down. We'll have that for you in a moment, but it looks like maybe Carlton picks up a yellow for a reckless challenge. And I've tried that excuse in rec ball, but I got the ball first. It doesn't matter if you crack an ankle. All right, Liam Doyle puts it back into play. Headed out for a Memphis 901 FC throw. Good 1-2 work out of the back by Indy. Zach Carroll's able to head from over the back. And here's some midfield work by Kofi. They'll reset to Liam Doyle. Doyle looking for De Silva down the line. Overcooked that one just a bit.
Yeah, not a bad idea there from Liam Doyle. He was looking for Pierre De Silva to make that run into the channel, but as you said, Tim, overcooked that ball, and Indy 11 will have the ball in their own defensive third.
The yellow card is for Andrew Carlton for the reckless tackle. Mark Birch chipping to De Silva. Not able to bring that down, but Kofi is. He's about 30 yards from goal. A little bit of space. He's got options. He finds Segbers. Segbers 1-on-2 at the top of the box. He's going to try to get past some Indy defense. That is deflected out by Oze for the first corner of tonight.
Yeah, really well done there from Jean-Christophe Kofi and Mark Segbers to be able to earn their side a corner kick.
15th minute of play. Memphis 901 FC leads this one 1-0 on a 9th minute goal by Brandon Allen. And it was a beauty. We can't wait to show you the highlight of that at halftime. Mark Birch will take the in swinger. Fires one in near the top of the six.
Oh, there it is.
Was it Zach Carroll? Was it the Zach attack? It was!
I tell you what, Zach Carroll basically found himself wide open for a diving header right on top of the 6-yard box. As you see him celebrating with his teammate, the assist man, Mark Birch, who whipped in a gorgeous ball right on top of that 6.
The former captain of Reno took charge in the box and doubles Memphis's lead. Here's the end swinger by Mark Birch. You can see 901 FC all lined up. Basic training ground, and he had almost too much time to think about that. Went low instead of trying to go with the foot. Cushions it in. Memphis 901 FC leads 2-0. And now Indy 11 looking to add some quick pressure and try to get one back.
Saw Zach Carroll found himself wide open, and his Indy 11 teammate, or excuse me, the Indy 11 side were kind of looking at each other like, how was he so wide open? But as you said, Tim, what an excellent play straight from the training ground on that set piece for 901 FC.
And I noticed on that, JJ, the Ioze was on the far post, but Evan Newton did not have anybody on the near post to protect that. Perhaps a difference could have been made had there been someone there. And that's the coaches and keepers' taste. Some like one on each post, some like far post only, so that the keeper is protected on the backside. But in this case, it paid huge dividends for Memphis 901 FC. And there's a foul by Dwayne Muckett and Neville Hackshaw is having some words. And that's going to be the third yellow card of the night, and that's going to go to Dwayne Muckett.
Yeah, our head official tonight, Matthew Thompson, is really throwing out the yellow cards tonight, but you can see how testy the players have been in the first contest of the season. He wants to maintain control of this game.
Here's the challenge.
Sorry, dear. It looks like it came off a second ball here. It's headed from Zach Carroll.
Oh, it's the elbow.
There was a slight elbow up there from Dwayne Muckett, but as you can see, he was contrite and did not mean to put that elbow to Neville Hackshaw's face.
Here's De Silva on a 1-on-2 run. No foul called here. He goes down at the edge of the box, gets right back up. Indy.
Yeah, there's a lot of contact there on that play. As you saw Pierre De Silva going 1 versus 2 there and played that ball around Carl Ouimet, and there was a lot of contact at the edge of the box. As you can see Tim Mulqueen pleading his case.
I don't know if he was pleading his case or had some words with Martin Rennie, but either way, this game has gotten physical in a hurry.
Yeah, you see Carl Ouimet wagging that finger saying no, no.
Dwayne Muckett. Drops it back to Kofi, who's kind of sitting behind Muckett for now. Looking for Brandon Allen, and he'll cycle it back to Michael Reed, looking for the switch, but did not find Birch there. And Indy will try a quick counterattack. Birch with a very strong header. And it's interesting with the addition of Zach Carroll with Liam Doyle, JJ. It moves Mark Birch out. He still has his captain's role, but he has the freedom to go up and down the wings, where last year he was stuck basically being, if it were basketball, he would have been a point guard.
Absolutely. It allows Mark Birch to go to his more natural left back position, where he spent well over a decade in MLS playing, and Zach Carroll and Liam Doyle are two giants back there in the middle of the park at defense for 901 FC.
Segber saves the dummy through by Muckett, and that'll go off of Hackshaw for a Memphis throw. We'll see how quickly he takes that. Maybe they take a little bit of a breather here. Fast pace out of the gate tonight. Baxter quickly over to Da Silva. Da Silva has some electric moments at times. There's a cross looking for Allen. He finds Allen inside the 18. Left-footed shot deflected by Hackshaw. Another opportunity for 901 FC.
You can see exactly what Brandon Allen's trying to do there. He's trying to cut it back onto that patented left foot so he can whip it once again into that top corner. And there's another really good pass from Pierre Da Silva as well.
Here's a through ball down the wing to Segbers. He loves to cross. There's a cross deflected by Jose and out for another corner.
And what a ball that was from Jose Baxter. Sprayed that ball about a good 50, 60 yards out wide to Mark Birch. Put it on an absolute dime, and Mark Segbers. And Mark Segbers once again earns his side another corner kick.
Tell you what, Jose, and he was like this last year. The guy is all over the pitch. I mean, he is truly box to box, and he'll go side to side. He is definitely, when you think of Indy 11, he's definitely got to come to mind with Tyler Pasher and a few others you can think of. Here's an in swinger by Birch. That's going to be headed straight up and out for another corner. So Memphis 901 FC, 21st minute, up 2-0. Setting up for another corner kick with Mark Birch.
See a lot of contact inside the 18-yard box between both sides, and Carl, we met in Neville Hackshaw talking to our head official Matthew Thompson, and Matthew Thompson is really getting his money's worth tonight in the 22nd minute of this game. He's been a really busy man, Tim, so far.
You know, last year he only averaged about 3 yellow cards per match. Well, he's already there now, so it's been a busy night. There's a deflected ball that spins around. There's a shot by Doyle, deflected and away. Indy will try to break. It's going to be a race to the touchline, though, and that's going to go out for a 901 FC throw.
I believe Evan Newton made the kick save on that particular shot from Liam Doyle, and what a save it was, as Liam Doyle absolutely rocketed that shot just from right outside the 6-yard box. And I think Zach Carroll initially got another head to that ball. As you see the replay here, Mark Birch whips it in, and might have been a handball there from Neville Hackshaw, and Evan Newton makes an unbelievable save with his shin to keep them from going down with a 3 spot in the first 22 minutes of this game.
Here's Kofi. He'll bring inside, dump it off to Michael Reed. Baxter, a 1-2 with Birch. Back to Baxter. Is he looking for Da Silva? He is. He's bumped off the ball, though. A stout Indy defense. I mean, let's call it what it is, even at 2-0. Here's a through ball. It's going to be a race, and Zach Carroll is going to play that safely off to the right side and out to safety. Really smart play, because Tim Howard says, hey, play it to my right. Let's just buy each other some space and some time here. And he was able to pick where he wanted to airmail that up the pitch. Very smart play by Tim Howard, and you'd expect nothing less from the Secretary of Defense.
Absolutely. He's the ultimate communicator back there as the last line of defense for 901 FC, and you can see him all game long always shouting out instructions, pointing this way, pointing that way, really leading the team verbally and by example.
Big night of action across the USL Championship, but I would think it would be safe to say right now at this moment the eyes, the soccer world on AutoZone Park, with Tim Howard coming out of retirement. You know, MLS season started last week, so I guess technically his retirement lasted a week, maybe?
It wasn't long, and 901 FC fans and USL Championship fans in general, I know, are thrilled to see Tim Howard competing in the USL Championship Eastern Conference.
And there's a foul on Iose, and Matthew Thompson's going to bring that back to about 10 yards inside the attacking half. Could be an interesting dead ball opportunity for Indy 11 here. Here's the foul by Segbers.
Yeah, you can see the technical ability from Iose as he chipped the ball over. That might have been Mark Segbers, and as you said, Tim, he's been all over the pitch in the first half for Indy 11.
Free kick whipped in, knocked into the center, but cleaned out by Doyle, at least as far as Carl Ouimet. Ouimet and Birch tangling on the sideline, and that's going to be out for a deep, deep throw.
Yes, tremendous 1v1 defending from the captain, Mark Birch. Didn't allow Carl Ouimet to turn or get anything, and now has earned himself a throw-in.
Brandon Allen tracking back, pitching in, heads that back. It's cleared out. Nice turn by Dwayne Muckett. Looking for Kofi, can't find him though, although Kofi picks Iose's pocket. Here comes Segbers down the middle. He's looking for De Silva. He finds him just outside the box on the left wing. Thinks about it for a moment. Swings it over to Baxter, who swings it in, cleared out by Hackshaw, but only as far as Michael Reed. 50-50 ball, and Indy ends up getting that, and they'll reset that with Jefferson Contreras.
This is dangerous.
Here's a chance. Here's Tyler Pasher. Pasher at the top of the 18. Headed by Baxter. Pasher on the wing against Doyle. One-on-one, now one-on-two with help with Reed. Iose sends that center across. Headed away by Zach Carroll, eased out by De Silva. 901 FC dodges the bullet, at least for the moment. Ball headed out, and that will be a Memphis 901 FC throw.
It's excellent recovery defense from 901 FC. You saw Michael Reed come over to support Liam Doyle so that he wasn't 1v1 with Tyler Pasher, who's got the ultimate speed, and then Zach Carroll cleared that ball out tremendously. So really good defending so far from 901 FC.
Birch looks for Liam Doyle, who'll send it on across to Mark Segbers. He's had a dynamic first 25 minutes. Looks to cut outside. Iose almost picks his pocket, though. He'll go to Dwayne Muckett.
I'm really liking the combination on this right-hand side of the field for 901 FC between Mark Segbers and Dwayne Muckett as Michael Reed sprays that ball across the pitch.
Brandon Allen looking for Michael Reed, tries to squeeze through, but all he did was face an Indy 11 wall. Touched out to the wing by Evan Newton.
And Tim, you can see how high up the pitch 901 FC is pressing, and that is something that Tim Howard and Tim Mulqueen have expressed in the preseason and in their interviews, is that they want to put so much pressure in teams in their own half so that they can win the balls high up the pitch and really force turnovers in good areas.
Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com. That ball's been flying in the right direction so far for Memphis 901 FC. Coming up on the 28th minute, they lead 2-0. 1-2 work. Got sniffed out by Michael Reed. He drops it off to the former Everton man, Baxter. Looking for Muckett down the wing. He's got some help with Kofi. Jean-Christophe Kofi. It's taken away and then taken right back by Kofi. Now we got a whistle, and they're going to call a foul for, I think, attempting to play the ball while on the deck.
Yeah, I think that'll be a dangerous play called on Jean-Christophe Kofi, who was a little bit lax in the ball initially, but then won it back straight away, which has got to be a good sign for Tim Mulqueen and his staff. But I think our center official, Matthew Thompson, made the correct call on that play. As you saw that Kofi was trying to hold the ball between his legs. It was actually an incredible skill, but unfortunately, Tim, I don't think you can do that in the USL Championship.
Well, you can do it. You just can't get away with it.
There you go.
Here's a throw for Indy 11 inside the Memphis attacking half. Tyler Gibson. Indy 11 will reset that, looking for a switch. Over to Andrew Carlton. Carlton being hassled by Zach Carroll and by Kofi.
That's tremendous defense from Zach Carroll to not allow Andrew Carlton to turn.
Here's a ball over the top, looking for Pasher. There's some help over to the side, but too far away, and Tim Howard could have picked it up if he wanted. He's going to give the guys a breather for a goal kick. And that's what sometimes people will ask, JJ, and you can speak to this better because you've played in the USL for numerous teams. Sometimes that goalkeeper can pick it up, but oftentimes they'll just let it roll out for, I guess, a breather.
Absolutely, and the players love that, you know, as we near the first half-hour mark of this game. Sometimes you need a breather, and goalkeepers are excellent time wasters, if you will, at, you know, sometimes taking a little bit longer in goal kicks and such to give their team a little bit more of a break.
There's a big header by Liam Doyle, and Hackshaw and Doyle are apparently playing their own personal game of volleyball. There's one headed on, though, by Brandon Allen. That's picked up by Wilmette. Indy trying to go over the top of Doyle. Doyle is there, though, and cleverly heads that away, far away, for an Indy throw. Contreras is trying to sneak in behind Doyle. Steps up, though, to take the throw in.
It's another strong tackle there from Zach Carroll. You see the combination of Zach Carroll and Liam Doyle as they high-five each other there. They've been such beasts so far in the first 30 minutes of the game.
And there's a ball out for another Indy throw. Quick throw over the top. There's a shot on goal, and it sails high as Carlton took advantage of a bobble off of Liam Doyle and had one-on-one with Tim Howard, and his eyes looked like they were as big as saucers. He's like, am I through on Tim Howard?
Exactly. He saw the quick throw in there. Really smart for Carl Haworth, and Andrew Carlton is directly in front of goal. He looked up and he saw Tim Howard. He absolutely shanked that ball. So Tim Howard really fortunate there that Andrew Carlton was able to shank it, but, you know, never doubt Tim Howard. He looked like he was in position there.
And furthermore, on the replay, it looked like Kofi and Mark Segbers were on the line, maybe ready to head it off in case. I don't know, though, with as much venom as Carlton had on that he could have taken the player and the ball into the goal there. But Memphis 901 FC catching a big break here in the 31st minute. Some fancy footwork there by Kofi. He's tripped up by Drew Connor. It's a foul near midfield. 901 FC will restart that with Zach Carroll. Matthew Thompson been a very busy man tonight. 3 yellow cards in this 2-0 affair here inside the 31st minute of action. They'll drop it off to Evan Newton. He had 9 clean sheets last year, by the way. Very solid in goal for Indy 11, and would expect nothing else, you know, less than that for the 2020 season. But tonight, Memphis 901 FC coming out gangbusters in the first third of this match. Here's Carlton looking for some help. Contreras might have been offside. He didn't bite for it, so Tim Howard will scoop it up, drop it off to Doyle, and they'll play a little 1-2 out of the back. Looking for De Silva, far side of the pitch. He'll go one-on-one. That gets over Wilmette. Here comes De Silva streaking down the wing. He's got Allen in the box. He looks for Allen, but nice, calm, collected. There's Patty Barrett to push that away.
Yeah, you saw Pierre De Silva was looking for Brandon Allen, and right in the middle of the 18-yard box there, and he was waiting for Brandon Allen to either make a near post run or a far post run, but unfortunately they weren't able to be on the same page on that particular play.
There's a little trip from behind on De Silva. Wilmette looks like maybe nicked him in the calf.
Yeah, Pierre De Silva's been a popular man in the first half of this game so far, offensively and defensively. He's been an absolute thorn in the side of that Indy 11 defense and midfield.
Oh, we would be remiss if we didn't tell you, because Memphis 901 FC has scored twice. You get a big discount on pizza. Use the promo code SCORE-TWICE for 50% off your order tomorrow at select Papa John's locations. Again, that code SCORE-TWICE. And we say thank you to Brandon Allen and Zach Carroll, because 901 FC has already scored twice tonight. And thank you, Papa John's Pizza.
I tell you what, there weren't many games last year in 2019 where there was 2 goals in the first half or 2 goals in many games at all. So it's been excellent to see this new look 901 FC side really get forward strongly in the first half of this game.
Dwayne Muckett drops it off for Segbers. That is, I thought, was going to be shepherded out, but instead Indy will play that out of the back. And here comes Carlton. He's got space down the wing, but ran out of real estate there off the bounce. Thought he had that, but they've actually brought it back. It looks like maybe for a foul. Matthew Thompson whistled the foul back. Was going to try to give advantage. Evan Newton goes route one. Liam Doyle is there to sniff it out from Contreras. Evan Baxter with a header. It was that deflected. Everybody raises their hand. And Matthew Thompson says it was off of Memphis. Quick throw looking for Contreras. Liam Doyle is there. Is that ball going to stay in? No. It's going to be out for a 901 FC throw. I never thought I'd live to see the day where I'm watching a soccer match in Memphis, Tennessee, and Tim Howard is part of the home team. And then after this match, watch a match where Landon Donovan and Eric Winalda are coaching in the next game.
Yeah, and I think it really speaks to the level of the USL Championship and how far the league has come, you know, in the last 5 to 6 years. It's been unbelievable to see the names that have been involved. As Mark Segbers is in here, he shows unbelievable pace.
Segbers has Allen. He's got De Silva in the middle. That's sniffed out, though, by Patty Barrett. Neville Hackshaw clears it away. Looking for Carlton. He makes a nice spin move on Carroll. He's got space down the wing. He's got Contreras in the box, but he's going to wait for some help in Ioze on the wing, but instead goes to the middle. There's Ioze outside the 18 on the left side. And the flag goes up as 901 FC, very disciplined on defense. And apparently everybody kind of eased their way up and put him in an offside position.
Yeah, it looked like Ioze was just waiting offside for Indy 11. And what I was most impressed with for 901 FC on that play was Michael Reed once again tracking back and stopping Andrew Carlton in his tracks. So another strong defensive effort from 901 FC on that counterattack.
JJ, can you believe we're just getting started with the season? Don't miss a minute of action in 2020. Sign up today. Get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Memphis 901 FC and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores and get reminders on Memphis 901 FC's next match. Go to ESPN.com and click follow for your club. I love getting those after a win. You get that little get that little vibrate on your phone, and it's like, well, what could that be? Oh, we won the match.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful day. That helps on road matches too. That's a great thing. You step away for a moment, like, oh, Brandon Allen scored again. Or if you're Indy, oh, look at Carlton. Here's a ball over the top intended for De Silva. Wilmette's going to try to shepherd that out, and he does. That's going to be a throw, 37th minute. 2-0, Memphis 901 FC, a 9th-minute goal by Brandon Allen and a 16th-minute goal heading in off of a corner by Zach Carroll. And I think Matt Thompson's going to call the foul on Liam Doyle.
And you can see that the Indy 11 players are once again asking for another yellow card, and I think they might have a case on that particular play, but I think Matthew Thompson, he's just going to give a talking to Liam Doyle, who committed the professional foul on Andrew Carlton at around midfield. And Matthew Thompson saying, look, I've given enough yellow cards this half. I really don't want to give another one, but you're making it really hard on me.
It seems like it's a universal sign when they do the hands across, and it's almost like no more. It's like telling everybody in the crowd that, okay, if he does it again, I'll get him, but not this time. 37th minute, and we're back underway here at AutoZone Park. Patty Barrett's going to drop that back to Evan Newton. Looking for Ioze. Did that go out? It did. It crossed the plane, and that'll be a Memphis 901 FC throw just shy of midfield.
You can just see how dominant in the air Zach Carroll and Liam Doyle are in that center back partnership in the back for 901 FC.
Here's Pasher. He's looking for Contreras. Zach Carroll able to stop that. But it's an interesting cat and mouse game with Contreras and with Liam Doyle, as Contreras is just trying to ride off of his shoulder and get into an onside position. And there he is again.
That was an unbelievable switch off the half volley from Neville Hackshaw, switching that ball first time about 60 yards.
Baxter with some good defensive coverage. Team defense as Birch Dropping that off to Doyle. Michael Reed could not get to that. Indy could, though. There's a shot that's deflected and out for a corner as Zach Carroll gets a head or a shoulder in the way. And I believe this will be the first corner kick.
There's a lot of venom on that Jose Garcia shot, and Tim Howard applauded his defense because that shot looked like it was going on target and had a lot of pace attached to it. And it looks like that might be Jean-Christophe Kofi that's down. He might have taken the brunt force of that shot from Jose Garcia.
And they're waving on athletic trainer Angie Zokowski to have a look at Kofi. So we'll have just a moment before we have the corner kick. But that does give me time to remind you that the USL Championship returns to the ESPN networks in iconic fashion. It's going to be coming up.
You saw on that replay there, it looked like Jean-Christophe Kofi took that shot directly to the back, and he's still down. Might just need to catch his breath as our athletic trainer just says, hold off. I don't think we need a sub just yet.
And it looks like he's going to get, well, is he going to get back to his feet on his own volition? It looks like he might do that. Yeah, so that's good news. Now we'll see if he stays on or if he has to come off to be called back on.
You have another look here. You can see the touch from Drew Connor, and Jose Garcia found himself in some open space. And I'm actually not sure what happened. It didn't look, the ball actually deflected off of Zach Carroll.
Well, let's watch the way he's walking here. Was it a head injury or was it a growing injury?
Yeah, it looked like he was grabbing his leg there. He might have had more of a soft injury in terms of non-contact. So look forward to seeing if Jean-Christophe Kofi will be able to continue in this game or not.
We'll keep an eye on the 901 FC bench to see if they'll be getting somebody ready. 41st minute, here comes the corner. Hackshaw goes for it, can't get it. Michael Reed does. Brandon Allen looks for it. He's undercut possibly by Carlton. No call. Doyle goes for it. He's able to bring it down. And Baxter now drops it off for De Silva, who's looking for Muckett on the through ball. He gets to it, one touch, but it's heavy, and that's going to allow the keeper, Evan Newton, to scoop it up.
Once again, another unbelievable pass from Pierre De Silva as he cut out almost the entire back line for Indy 11 and bent that ball around about 3 Indy 11 defenders and was trying to find Dwayne Muckett in space and actually did that, but Dwayne Muckett, unfortunately for 901 FC, did not quite have the legs.
I think he caught it at full stride, and because of that, he pushed it out too far ahead. Maybe if he could have caught it on a shorter stride, he would have been fine. Some good news. Kofi's back on the pitch for Memphis 901 FC. He's at least going to be out there for the next 4 minutes and some change. We'll see how his giddy-up is out there. Kofi in midfield with the steal, so far so good on his return back. Brandon Allen lays it off for De Silva. De Silva goes for inside, cuts back outside, and that's going to be pushed away for another 901 FC corner.
If you're 901 FC and Tim Mulqueen, you got to love to see what Pierre De Silva has done in this first half. He's taken on 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3. It hasn't mattered so far for Pierre De Silva. He's just had so much confidence and has really provided a ton of good results for 901 FC in this first half.
Jose Baxter is going to be taking this corner kick. His last club, by the way, if you look at his list of English clubs, you get a really good geography lesson because his last club, Plymouth Argyle.
And yeah, Jose Baxter has played for a number of clubs across the English Football League system as he whips in a corner here.
Looking for Zach Carroll, trying to go for the double, couldn't get that. Here's Dwayne Muckett. And he'll send that all the way back to Tim Howard, and 901 FC will clear back into an onside position and set back up. Howard goes long ball, looking for Baxter. Kofi heads that over to Mark Birch. Patty Barrett there on the spot as he usually is. So trustworthy back there for Indy 11. He's been a good captain for them. There's a steal by Kofi, gives it to Muckett. Kofi's through shot, saved by Evan Newton.
And you can see what that high press is doing for 901 FC. Even at the end of this first half, they've shown incredible endurance and incredible legs here as they just keep pressing Indy 11 high up the field. Did you see the replay here? Dwayne Muckett slips Jean-Christophe Kofi in, but that's maybe a goal-saving tackle there from Patty Baird. He might have gotten a touch on that. He didn't, but another good save from Evan Newton.
901 FC continuing to put the pressure on Brandon Allen. swings it over to Baxter. Jose slides it to Birch, who looks for a switch in Brandon Allen. Can't get there, but Michael Reed wins the header back. Dwayne Muckett finds Brandon Allen, looking for some 1-2. Brandon will bring it back, though. He's butted up against Drew Connor. Could not go anywhere. Here's De Silva in a foot race with Ouimet, and Ouimet gets a strong right foot and pushes that out. 44th minute, Memphis 901 FC leads this one 2-0. It's the opening match for these two clubs for the 2020 season. Birch with an opportunity to cross if he wants. Instead, tries to slide inside to Muckett. Can't get him. And Zach Carroll puts that away.
It looks like Matthew Thompson's going to bring this one back, as Mark Birch might have caught Carl Hallworth a little late there on Carl Hallworth's clearance, and Carl Hallworth not too pleased with that challenge from Mark Birch.
Drew Connor working against Kofi. Kofi with the steal. Brandon Allen looking for Muckett. Plays that one a little heavy. Hackshaw positioned very well to take care of that, working hard against Muckett, and that goes out for a goal kick. And here's a chance to tell you that if you think this match is great, you're going to want to stick around, because there's another one after this one tonight, as it is going to be two U.S. soccer legends colliding with Landon Donovan and 2020 newcomer San Diego Loyal host Eric Winalda's Las Vegas Lights. That comes up tonight, 10 Eastern, 9 Central on ESPN News. It is a night of U.S. soccer legends, and we've got it underway here. Here's Jose Baxter. He goes left side for De Silva, top of the 18. 1-on-2. He likes those odds, but those odds don't work out, as Indy's able to clear and deflect away for a throw.
That was excellent support defense from Tyler Pastures. You saw him absolutely sprint to be able to support Carl Ouimet, who's had his hands full tonight trying to defend Pierre De Silva.
Just underway amongst 3 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half. And Indy would love an opportunity here to scratch one back. And if there was an Achilles last season for Memphis 901 FC, it was giving up goals in the last 15 minutes and within added time of each half. Will there be a different story to end this first half? Well, we got a couple of minutes to see.
And I think Tim Mulqueen and his staff surely will have identified that as a major problem in last year's team, and I think this year's team is completely different in that they have so much experience.
Here's a 1-2 ball from Muckett. He's got Allen, and the whistle will blow as the flag goes up for offside.
Yeah, I tell you what, Brandon Allen might have been just offside. Of course, we don't have the best viewpoint from our angle, but it looked like he was in and in on goal. But as you can see here, Dwayne Muckett with an excellent first-time pass to slip in Brandon Allen, but Brandon Allen just offside.
Muckett driving through, looking for Allen. That's deflected off of Hackshaw. And because it was an inadvertent deflection, Newton can pick that up. They'll move quickly. They're going to try to scratch one back here before the end of the first half. Iose slides right side. He has Ouimet back to the middle of the pitch to Tyler Gibson. He'll slide that to Iose, looking for Hackshaw. Over the top, looking for Tyler Pasher, their leading scorer from last year. There's a deflected ball, stays in bounds though. Tim Howard, easy peasy with the pickup. He'll be in no rush here.
You can see as Tim Howard collected that ball, always in position, but he was barking at Mark Segberg, you know, asking him, you know, what position are you supposed to be in? You know, always, he's almost like a coach, another coach on the pitch for 901 FC.
FC content right now to play it fairly safe, although there's a turnover in the middle of the pitch. There's an attempted through ball for Pasher, but that is picked out very well by Zach Carroll. There's Segberg trying to rush Indy 11 into a mistake. Carroll there on the spot again, as is Kofi. Carlton over to Drew Connor, now over to the right wing. Cuts inside. Could be an opportunity here. There's a shot and a goal.
And what a fantastic goal it is from Iose Garcia. Tim, you've been calling his name all night, and he's capped it off with a goal at the end of the first half, and that's something that we spoke on so much last season, and we just hit on about a few minutes ago, as a major weakness for 901 FC in their inaugural season. And once again, they give up a late goal at the very end of this first half. As you can see on the replay here, Carl Hallworth cut inside so beautifully and passed that ball across. It even took a bounce, but Jose Garcia, with such great concentration, just absolutely laces this ball first time into Tim Howard's near hand post. You see this curve and the swerve on that ball. Started off outside the post and curled right back in. Unfortunately, Tim Howard had no chance at that save. 2-1. Memphis 901 FC still with the lead.
And that will do it. We are at the end of the first half. Memphis 901 FC comes out hot, but right before the final whistle of the first half, it's Indy 11 that scratch one back. Oh, wow. Do we have a game here or what, folks? At the end of the first half, it's Memphis 901 FC 2, Indy 11. Three goals and 3 yellow cards. Oh, just another wild night in Memphis. Memphis 901 FC leads Indy 11 2-1. We'll be back, but first we're going to take a look at 2019. It's USL Championship Soccer in downtown Memphis.
From Elliot Collier.
Elliot Collier, goal 1 in 901, his final whistle. And Memphis 901 FC with its first ever victory. 3 points for Tim Mulqueen.
Number 8, U.S. Open Cup Soccer. It's Memphis 901 taking on the New York Red Bulls U23 squad. That's Cam Lindley. That's nice.
Right ball. And the equalizer. Tiger for the hat trick. There it is! Najim puts it in the back of the net. 2 goals in 4 minutes. Memphis 9-01 now lead.
Come on. Nice and tight here. Bring it in tighter. Nice and tight.
Everything we do matters. Very few people in the world ever get an opportunity like this.
We talked about making history, right? And what are you going to do to change history? When it's your turn to make a tackle, are you going to make that tackle? Are you going to score the goal? Are you going to make the save and throw a few miracles for us? Grab your freaking moments. That's my point.
Huge credit to every one of you. Massive performance coming on, the way that you press, and please for every one of you.
This is an awesome time, and we're going to show them that we're for real. We are for real because we all believe in each other, right? This is our moment. This is our moment to shine.
Every single day, guys, we have to fight to create our identity.
Take your moment within the games and make them your moments. Let's go out there and kick. Come on. Go. 1, 2, 3.
Two U.S. men's national team legends are set to square off as Landon Donovan leads San Diego Loyal SC into their inaugural USL Championship match against Eric Winalda and the Las Vegas Lights. In front of a raucous crowd at Torero Stadium, it's Donovan versus Winalda, this time from the sidelines, as the USL Championship returns to ESPN Networks. Don't miss out. The 2020 championship season kicks off Saturday, March 7th at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Hey guys, how's it going? Kelsey Steele, Scott Stewart here from USL HQ in beautiful Tampa, Florida. How better to get this season going than laying out our top signings
to get a more advanced position on the field?
Sit in. It's Jimmy Alford! What? Himself from attacking the back four, gets that chance to bury it. That gives Earl Edwards Jr. absolutely no chance. Why? Because it's in the top corner. You're never going to have a chance. It's over the wall. It's the perfect.
Popped up more with the left, and more with the second goal. He now has a brace.
Look at the touch there. That's Soler. Great ball over the top by Wehan. And then how about the shot here?
We would like to thank our official Memphis 901 FC pub partners who are back for another season. Aldo's Pizza Pie, Silky O'Sullivan's, Icon Brewing Company, Crosstown Brewing Company, Soccer City 901 Taco Bar, The Brass Door, Celtic Crossing, Meddlesome Brewing Company. You can catch every 901 FC match home and away at these pubs, including Memphis 901 FC's first road match coming up March 22nd. That's a Sunday, by the way, against Sporting Kansas City 2. That's at 4 o'clock on Sunday, March 22nd. And we will see you next week, by the way, as we take on St. Louis FC right here at AutoZone Park. Kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. Tickets are available now, of course, at memphis901fc.com. Come on out and help defend Memphis. Yeah. Time to take a look around the league. JJ Greer, we got an expansion team coming up. How about this? The Miami FC.
Yeah, Miami FC ranked in the top 10 of USL Power Rankings. They signed Romario Williams, the former Charleston Battery talisman, a big signing for them. And as you can see, Louisville topped North Carolina in their inaugural match of 2020 as Cameron Lancaster with the goal for Louisville in the 63rd minute. Battle of two projected playoff teams, so really looking forward to seeing how those two teams progress coming up. And of course, up next for Memphis is St. Louis FC, as you mentioned earlier, Tim, and St. Louis facing Miami FC in their inaugural season in the USL Championship. And They also added Wall Fall and Moore Sam from Ottawa. So really looking forward to that battle between Memphis and St. Louis FC.
And that's right, because the USL did say goodbye to Ottawa, but hello to the Miami FC. And as you mentioned, Cameron Lancaster, the difference with Louisville City. Philadelphia Union 2, they were known as Bethlehem Steel, but they're now known as Philadelphia Union 2. 20 minutes in, no score with Loudoun United. Tampa Bay Rowdies opening up in style against Red Bulls 2, 1-0, and just underway, Miami FC, the Miami FC, of course, and St. Louis FC, 0-0 early on. So a lot of action underway as we take a look at halftime stats, though. J.J. Greer, that seems like that's pretty fair, 50-50 possession.
Yeah, it seems like that's pretty fair. I thought, I might have thought 901 FC might have dominated that possession a little bit more, but I think it did even out more towards the end of that second half as, of course, Indy 11 scored that late goal in the second half of the first half, I should say. But overall, really strong performance from 901 FC. I thought they were the aggressor. They won most of their challenges, and they really took it to Indy 11 as they outshot them 6-3. So a really entertaining first half for 901 FC and the Indy 11 team.
Three goals, 3 yellow cards, and a lot of action tonight. We are in Memphis, Tennessee. The second half is coming up next. Memphis 901 FC leads at the halfway point, 2-1 over Indy 11. We'll be back with more USL Championship Soccer. A beautiful opening night in Memphis, Tennessee. And Memphis 901 FC leads 2-1 against Indy 11. 45 minutes to go, but we had to catch our breath because those first 45, J.J. Greer, were something else.
Absolutely. As we take a look at the highlights here, you saw Tim Howard was active early and often in this game, and what a first half it was, Tim, as you said, as we got things kicked off with Brandon Allen as he took a lovely first touch, took it down with his weaker right foot and put it onto his left and absolutely whipped that thing into the top corner as Evan Newton just looked at that thing and looked at his defense. Unbelievable goal there from Brandon Allen.
Absolutely, and then it was just a few minutes later as Tim Howard goes up for a ball. He's bumped into by Contreras, and there's the first of 3 yellow cards, and then a tough tackle by Carlton on Pierre Da Silva.
Yeah, you saw this game was really testy in the first 15 minutes or so of this game, and that was followed up with a goal from Zach Carroll, who found himself wide open inside the 6-yard boxes. That play came straight from the training ground for 901 FC.
Yeah, it was a terrific header, and you could see the energy there with Memphis 901 FC. And then I got to give you credit on this. You saw the ball bobble there to Ioze, and that was a much more difficult finish than it looked in live, but watch the bobble right there. Boop.
Yeah, a little bobble there, and unbelievable concentration from Ioze Garcia, who kept his head down and absolutely whipped that thing into the back post as he used those 3 toes there, the outside of his boot, and as I said, whipped that thing to the back post at the end of the first half for Indy 11.
Well, we've got 1 half down and 1 to go, and it has been an energetic atmosphere at AutoZone Park, and Definitely energetic on the field as the new look Memphis 901 FC with their new kits. 11 new players on the roster are set to take the pitch for the second half. And now the question is, does 901 FC still have that momentum? They went in and had a great first half, but then Ioze with that added time goal scratches one back. The question is, in these first 15 minutes, does 901 FC maintain that momentum, or has Indy 11 maybe found their foothold on the road in this opening match?
I think Tim Mulqueen and his staff will have encouraged the players to come out in the second half exactly as you did in the first half. Keep pressing high up the field, keep taking things to Indy 11, and try to get a couple more goals as you did in the first half and open up that lead back to multiple goals.
And we are almost underway here. 901 FC in the Navy, Indy 11 in white, and we are now underway as Liam Doyle will play that to Zach Carroll. Quick pressure high by Tyler Pasher, rushing the ball away from Zach Carroll. Liam Doyle. And we have a ball that's whipped out by Barrett for a 901 FC throw. Kofi, who went down limping late in the first half, remains in the match for 901 FC. He was very productive along the wing with Segbers and with Muckett. There's a quick throw by Indy. Only problem is it's not their ball.
See what Neville Hackshaw was trying to do there is he quickly took that throw in, and he probably knew it wasn't their ball, but it allowed him time to be able to get back into his left back position.
There are a lot of new FIFA amendments this season, but that was not one of them.
No, it was not.
Neither goalkeeper using that new amendment where you can just take a short goal kick in your own box.
Yeah, we haven't quite seen it yet, and you know, Tim Howard, he probably won't be quite adjusted to that rule, but you know, he'll adapt quickly. He's such a professional.
Jefferson Contreras looking for his first productive touch of the second half. Doyle clears it to Hackshaw. He's got Newton, but instead will play it up the line. It's intercepted by Kofi, who finds Brandon Allen. They'll set up a triangle on the wing for Da Silva, who's on the right side but can't quite control. But he will hurry Newton into clearing the ball out away from his own 18-yard box. And there's Kofi on the spot again for Muckett. He looks for some help, and he's got a man on the wing. It's Da Silva, shot and just over the goal.
And I tell you what, I think Pierre Da Silva will want that one back as he found himself in position at the corner of the 6-yard box, and Dwayne Muckett slipped him in ever so nicely. You can see what this high pressure from 901 FC is doing as we have this short goal kick, as you were saying. But you saw on the replay here,
it
looked like, yeah, Pierre Da Silva got underneath that ball just a little bit, and it sailed over Evan Newton's bar.
Here's another attempt for Da Silva, but Wilmette is there. And able to get settled down by Haworth. Wilmette pushing forward, looking for Contreras. Can't find him. He finds Zach Carroll instead. And Patty Barrett will one-touch that over to Ioze, who settles down to a nice, easy touch to Pasher. Looking for the 1-2. Segbers is there. Kofi and company will drop it back to Tim Howard, who just drops it in the airmail.
It's a lovely touch there from Patty Barrett to be able to settle that ball nicely and keep possession for Indy 11.
Good hustle play by Jose Baxter. Knocks it out, though, for an Indy throw. The unretirement of Tim Howard. Yes, you are seeing Tim Howard on the pitch tonight. It is for real, America. And right now, his Memphis 901 FC has the lead 2-1 here in the 49th minute. Segbers getting some pressure by Carlton, able to get through. Here's a 50-50 ball, though. And Brandon Allen unable to get there. Evan Newton will play that to the left side to Ioze, who does well to get it down the line, but that's picked off. And Carlton, with a hustle play, swings it wide. He's got space for Haworth. Haworth is going to push that toward the 18. He's looking for Pasture. Can't find him, though, as Brandon Allen, or rather Baxter.
That was excellent hustle and recovery there from Jose Baxter, who probably sprinted about 40 yards to be able to close down Carl Haworth, who was trying to cut that ball. Looked like across the 18-yard box, but Jose Baxter with the effort play to be able to stop that play before it even occurred.
They run very similarly. And there's my mulligan for the night. I will not mix the two up for the rest of the night.
And it looks like they're wearing just about the same color boots as well.
Same color jerseys, too.
Ooh, a lot of contact there as Jefferson Contreras was trying to chip that ball over the top of Mark Segbers, and left a trailing leg out, but our center official, Matthew Thompson, was not falling for it.
JJ, safe to say in the first 5 minutes we've picked up where we left off in intensity and tempo?
Absolutely. I think both teams have had some really solid chances, and particularly 901 FC, as we saw Pierre Da Silva barely just miss an excellent goal-scoring opportunity.
Quick distribution by Newton. Iose looking over the top, trying to find Pasher. Pasher lays that off. Here's a shot deflected. Was that Mark Birch that went down to block Hayworth?
Yeah, it looked like
Haworth.
Excellent tackle there from Mark Birch, who slid just in time to be able to stop that shot before it even reached Tim Howard in his goal.
Here's Patty Barrett attempting to switch. Segbers able to cushion a header before Iose could get to it. Here's a quick throw breaking down the line. It's Drew Connor on the inside. There's a one touch. Missing just wide as Andrew Carlton had a shot to even this one up.
Yeah, Indy 11 really on the front foot now, as we've seen tons of action in the first 5 to 6 minutes of this game, and now Tim Howard trying to slow things down a little bit and get his 901 FC team to be able to settle down and try to get back into this game.
Zach Carroll on the second touch, almost dispossessed, but offside called. And maybe that's why he was so close to taking it away.
Absolutely. It looked like Jefferson Contreras was just offside there. I'm not sure if he ever recovered from the initial play, but you can see the effort that he's bringing to this Indy 11 side, just really bringing a ton of effort and industry to spark Indy 11 and not have them go behind once again.
There's a nice ball by Baxter, who lays it off for Allen. There's a centering pass. One-timer over the top, but look at Jose Baxter streaking down with an opportunity.
Yeah, Jose Baxter looks like he's found his second win in the second half of this game, as Brandon Allen laid it off to Pierre Da Silva, who had an excellent pass to Jose Baxter at that near post, and it just goes over the bar of Evan Newton.
Tough break for Jose Baxter. Great positioning. He was inside the goal post, and he had his man beaten positionally. Just couldn't put the finishing touch on it. And a good ball by Da Silva, though, nice and low. For an opportunity there. 901 FC coming out strong in the second half in their own right. 53rd minute. Memphis 901 FC with a couple of early goals lead this one 2-1. As the Indy captain Patty Barrett's going to swing that around to the right side to Ouimet, looking once again for Iose. Finds him.
It's an excellent ball there from Carl Ouimet, and you saw the skill of Iose to be able to take that down. He might have nutmegged Dwayne Muckett in the same touch as well.
A little bit of high pressure from Brandon Allen, and now Muckett joins in. And Mark Birch cushions a header, but it goes straight to Haworth. Haworth is looking for Pasher down the wing. Birch and Doyle have that cut off. He has no choice but to go to Ouimet, but he's got Iose wide open on the left side. A one-touch into Contreras, who lays off. Iose, left-footed ball in, and that's going to fall harmlessly wide to the right for a goal kick.
And you could kind of see what Iose Garcia was trying to do there. It looked like he was maybe trying to chip Tim Howard, as he might have seen Tim Howard just off his line, and he cut the ball back, and it looked like he was either chipping the ball to the back post for one of his teammates or trying to go for goal, but Tim Howard nonetheless in position. And you got to say, Tim, I think Indy 11 has really settled in nicely into this second half, and it speaks to their experience on this team, as they went down 2 goals in the first half, but have really scratched and clawed their way back into this game and have really started to push for that second goal to be able to tie up this game.
Pierre Da Silva sliding over to Baxter, who does find Muckett. Muckett goes to Brandon Allen. He could shoot from there. Instead goes to Muckett. Muckett from 20. And that'll hit the first row. Indy looking to move quickly, plays that short goal kick we told you about, which is now perfectly legal. Does not have to exit the 18-yard box. In fact, as soon as it's touched, the defending team can go chase it.
Absolutely, yeah. The defending team still cannot be within inside the 18-yard box, but I think that's a very good rule newly implemented by FIFA.
And I'm sure we'll have some others we can talk about as we go along, but no need at the moment as it's all just back and forth. Here's Kofi. Kofi's going to swing wide to Mark Segbers, the right back. He's looking for the run of De Silva. Couldn't pick him out, though. De Silva will have to slide back onside. In the meantime, Muckett gives it back to Kofi. Could see this swing back the other way. Doyle has nobody. Good high pressure by Contreras. And Tim Howard's going to have to clear that. Down to midfield, headed out by Oze.
It's good composure there from Tim Howard, who looked up and just chipped that ball to Mark Segbers, or that might have been Dwayne Muckett over here on the near hand side of the pitch. But once again, Tim Howard keeping his composure and using his feet nicely.
Michael Reed with a nice 1-2.
It's an unbelievable skill there from Dwayne Muckett.
Indy 11 may have to drop this off to Newton, but he won't have a chance as Dwayne Muckett with the takedown, and that'll be a free kick inside Indy's own defending third that Hackshaw will size up.
And Ayoze Garcia is so smart with his body and just has such good experience. He was kind of locked into a corner there onto his weaker foot, but he knew Dwayne Muckett was going to bite there and just put his body in front of Dwayne Muckett and dropped it and was able to earn his side of the foul.
Here comes Carl Haworth. He's going to go back post. There's a header and save by Tim Howard. He was looking for Andrew Carlton, perhaps with an opportunity to maybe even go back post.
You can see how quick Tim Howard is as that ball was chipped to the back post and Jefferson Contreras was waiting, and you see how quickly Tim Howard is able to gain his feet and just pounce on that ball. Great save by Tim Howard.
And here's Jose Baxter. That's going to be cleared out. De Silva down the left side. He's looking for a centering pass for Muckett. He'll one-time that. Can't get too much on it, and Newton will turn and go quickly. Good piece of footwork by Kofi. Nice clean pick there. Muckett has it back on the wing. He finds Kofi. He's got Baxter, or he has Brandon Allen rallying back post. Wow. And here comes De Silva. And just a step too late, and that is out for a throw.
What an excellent ball there from Mark Segbers as he whipped that ball across the entire 6-yard box, and Pierre De Silva was lunging there at the back post trying to reach that ball, but unfortunately was just a step too slow for 901 FC.
I blinked and we were on the other side of the pitch.
Yeah, this game is moving really fast, Tim, as the wingers for both teams and the wingbacks for both teams, particularly Mark Segbers and Ayoze Garcia, are flying up and down.
Both keepers busy here. Here's a nice ball by Jose Baxter to Pierre De Silva. He cuts in to the right side, has a layoff for Michael Reed. Could have a go from here. Centering pass from Muckett. That's cleared out, and that'll be pushed away by Tyler Gibson over to Ayoze. Tyler Pasher brings that down in midfield, looking for where normally Ayoze would be, but Drew Connor's up for the foot race. And that's going to be out for an Indy throw. Great hustle play by Drew Connor, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Drew Connor had an absolute sprint and another excellent tackle there from Zach Carroll.
Here's Andrew Carlton. He'll dump that off to Tyler Pasher. Swings that right to Haworth and dumps it back to Ouimet. Good pressure by Pierre De Silva, maintaining the possession. No hold there. That's simply going to be a throw for Indy. No. I think they're going to call that. Is it a throw, or is they're going to call the hold? It looked like a tug at the back of the jersey on Pierre De Silva.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Yeah, it looks like they're going to call the foul there that Pierre De Silva earned.
Some confusion on the pitch as well.
He called a foul. They thought it was a throw in. He's got it out of time too.
And it will be the free kick. Indy 11 looking for the game-tying goal in the 59th minute. Just a few moments ago, a terrific save, far post by Tim Howard. As Contreras had a nice header, hung on to it. Otherwise, you had Carlton hanging on the doorstep for the tip-in. Back-to-back action. Here's Jose Baxter with a shot from 18. Was that deflected? No. Out for a goal kick.
Yeah, you see Jose Baxter, he's got the green light from anywhere. All he needs is an inch of space to be able to get his shot off. But unfortunately for 901 FC, he was leaning back just a bit and sailed that bar over the far post.
Jose Baxter spins, looks for Michael Reed, touches on to Muckett. Muckett's trying to find Segbers on the overlap. Couldn't find him. Haworth looking to go over the top. And watch what Indy's doing. This is interesting because they've been using Iose to go on a run down the wing. But then it looks like every third or fourth run, you'll find Hackshaw that makes that overlapping run and ready to get into that final third if need be. And this is kind of what they did last year, JJ. Indy 11, and this was a different 901 FC team. Indy 11 loved to exploit the wings last year, and they're still trying to make some effort with that, with Haworth down the wing and Andrew Carlton. But for the time being, 901 FC's actually been pretty good at shutting them down on the sides with Segbers and with Mark Birch.
Yeah, in Indy 11, they have a really fluid formation, and especially with attacking attacking-minded defenders and Carl Haworth and Iose Garcia and Neville Hackshaw, it really creates a dangerous opportunity as we see a huge tackle once again from Zach Carroll flying in. But as I was saying, Indy 11 is so fluid in their formations, and they've got players that can play all over the field.
Corner kick for Indy 11, thanks to a well-placed ball by Tyler Gibson. He made that happen and forced Zach Carroll to beat Contreras to that and just push it out for the corner kick.
And Zach Carroll had to get that one right as he's in the box and fully committing himself by going down with the slide tackle, and he gets it right as Jose Garcia has the corner kick for Indy 11.
Here comes the in-swinger in low near post. Headed out, 901 tries to clear the line. Ball coming back in, headed on target, and just over. Thanks to a Tim Howard tip. He was not going to risk falling into the goal with that one.
Yeah, you see Tim Howard with his veteran leadership there as he elects not to catch that one and just tips it over the bar. As you said, Tim, you know, you've seen bloopers sometimes of goalkeepers catching the ball and then backing up into their own goal.
Here's in-swinger by Carlton, and that one stayed in the oven a little too long. Baked that one out for a goal kick. But he was so calm doing it, just so confident. It's like, I've done this 1,000 times. I'm not taking the risk.
And you see the end result. You know, yes, you give up another corner kick, but you live to fight another day. And Andrew Carlton sent that one well over both the Indy 11 players and 901 FC players for a Tim Howard goal kick.
Minority owner, sporting director, and starting goalkeeper, Tim Howard.
I tell you what, that adds to an already impressive resume.
There's a header back by Liam Doyle. And once again, Tyler Pasher sniffing on the doorstep. Box to box by Tim Howard. Here's De Silva looking to get in there, but Evan Newton first to the ball. Good turn on the inside by Gibson. However, looked like on the 50-50 ball.
Yeah, I think
it's a foul called on Drew Connor.
I think Matthew Thompson thought Drew Connor came in a little bit late on that tackle with Jean-Christophe Kofi, and Kofi's been so strong all night long with winning challenges and just keeping the ball moving in the middle of the park for 901 FC.
We got our first change of the night. We say good night to Jefferson Contreras and say hello to Nick Mood. The 23-year-old from Wisconsin enters the game here in minute 64, and we're going to say goodbye as well to Dwayne Muckett. And say hello to 19-year-old Matt Hundley, who scored the match winner last week in Memphis 901 FC's final preseason matchup. So here's the free kick. Ball into the box by Mark Birch. Iose tries to clear it down the line. Segbers with a driving run, and that's going to be a foul. And this sets up an interesting situation, JJ, about 30 yards from goal and to the left of Evan Newton's goalpost.
Yeah, once again, Mark Segbers, you can see he's been flying up and down the flank all night and just creating problems all over the place. And Drew Connor once again there for a foul, and it's a professional foul from Drew Connor as Mark Segbers was once again flying down the wing.
Looking for an in-swinger here, perhaps from Mark Birch. The offside line being set at the top of the 18. Here comes Birch, back post for Carroll, and Evan Newton does what he did so often last year and comes out to claim. Over the top ball quickly for Andrew Carlton.
I think that's Tyler Pasher there on that play. And
It
he's
is
able
Pasher.
to.
Pasher goes down the wing. That's exactly right. Continuing down the wing, centering pass cleared out by Mark Birch. Carl Ouimet. Over to Haworth, back to Ouimet. Indy very willing to move quickly off of set pieces and in transition. Tyler Gibson, there's what looked to maybe be a foul, but a no call by Matthew Thompson. And 901 FC will try to reset as Tim Howard looking for Pierre De Silva downfield. They jostle for the ball. It's won by Indy. There's a quick flick by Tyler Pasher.
Wow. I tell you what, Zach Carroll again has been so accurate with his challenges all night long with monstrous sliding tackles. As looks like Matt Hundley gets in a duel with Neville Hackshaw.
Hackshaw marauding down the wing. Here comes Howard to sniff out a potential one-on-one. He wins it as Nick Mood tries to quickly get on the score sheet. A good hustle play by the incoming player, but Tim Howard's experience, he was on his toes ready to make the move.
You saw on the replay here as Nick Moon was in on goal just about for Indy 11, but Tim Howard gets off his line quickly and in the end was able to corral that ball.
It's a foul on Memphis 901 FC. 67th minute, Memphis 901 FC leads this one 2-1. Both teams with a couple of substitutions left. We'll see what kind of chess Tim Mulqueen and Martin Rennie play the rest of the way. Here comes Ioze. He's hassled by Hundley. He gets the ball away, though, and Mark Birch will just clear that out to safety for a corner kick.
And I know that was a very awkward clearance for Mark Birch, but he did well to get in position as he had an Indy 11 attacking player lurking at that back post, and he does the best he can to live to fight another day as Indy 11 will have yet another Ioze Garcia corner kick.
He'll play that short out to Tyler Pasher, who'll do a left-footed in-swinger. Headed out by Zach Carroll, cleared out quickly by 901 FC. And instead of playing back to the keeper, they'll knock it out and away.
Yeah, and that's very uncharacteristic right there from the midfielder Tyler Gibson, who is always passing the ball in the middle of the field for Indy 11. He's a pass master as he led the league, the USL Championship, in the number of passes and had an excellent passing rate as well at 87%. So really uncharacteristic from him in the middle of the field.
Brandon Allen goes down but gets back up after the challenge by Ouimet. There's Baxter. And I think it's just going to be a throw.
Yeah, I think you're right, Tim. It looks like Matthew Thompson's indicated throw in as Mark Birch does it. That right there looks to be a foul.
That'll get you 1 point in the state wrestling tournament for the takedown. No card here, though.
No, I don't think any card is necessary there. As you see on the replay here, quick throw in from Mark Birch and an excellent turn from Jose Baxter and just rolls Tyler Gibson, who commits the foul in a relatively dangerous position for 901 FC.
Just outside 30 yards, you've got Jose Baxter with the right foot. You've got Mark Birch with the left foot. They'll all line up at the top of the 18. You see over Evan Newton's shoulder. There's a great shot there of what he's seeing. It'll be Baxter. He goes back post for Carroll, but that's headed away by Nick Moon, but only as far as Pierre De Silva. No foul called. Nick Moon will come out, and Indy will try to break. Here's Pasher. He's got space down the middle, and he's got help on the right side. He cuts to the left, continued to left, a shot, and a goal.
Unbelievable run from Tyler Pasher, who started that run from in his own half, about 20 yards inside of Indy 11's half, and took off running about 80 yards before he ended up beating Tim Howard to slot that ball home to tie the game up for Indy 11.
And credit Nick Moon for his push up the left side. The newly minted substitution for Indy 11 comes in and gets that to Pasher, and off they go to the other end. Here's a look from the goal, and you can see that one's buried back post. Tim Howard, no chance on that. He did his best in that situation, but just a terrific finish. And anytime you go back post, you can't blame the keeper on that. That was just beautiful work.
That's probably going to end up as at least one of the goals of the week in the USL Championship. Is Tyler Pasher just went on an unbelievable run and showcased that patented speed and acceleration as he ran past probably about 4 or 5 Memphis 901 FC players.
Substitution for Indy 11, Ilya Ilic, the Serbian, comes on now. He's going to be coming on for Andrew Carlton, who's put in a big run. No foul called there. The crowd wanted one. Matthew Thompson says no, not on that one. Hackshaw will dump that back to Newton as Allen will put some high pressure on. Kofi is there for a 50-50 attempt. That's won by Indy 11. Tyler Gibson there for Ioze. He'll challenge. Here's Michael Reed. Drops that off for Hundley. They'll go all the way back. Almost dispossessed and then was dispossessed. Here's Liam Doyle with the last chance saloon stop there. And that gives Memphis 901 FC another chance to reset. Pasher goes to Ioze. Over to Illich. Here's a look by Tyler Gibson. Tyler, instead of shooting, goes far post. And harmlessly floats away for a goal kick.
Yeah, really excellent build-up play from Indy 11 there. And Tyler Gibson put that ball almost on a platter for Colin Hallworth, as it was, to be fair, bouncing a little bit awkwardly for him. But you can see the energy that Indy 11 is playing with after that Tyler Pasher goal. They're absolutely flying around the pitch and really pushing for a third goal to take the lead in this game.
Tim Howard not pleased with the defensive shape on that last play, and he made it known to whomever. And that's not some fun wrath you'd want to get. There's a ball that's shanked from behind. Here comes Indy 11 with a shot and a goal on the turnover. And just like that, Indy 11 takes the lead here in the 72nd minute.
Tyler Pasher once again, 2 goals within the span of about 3 minutes as he slotted that ball home ever so nicely as Indy 11 takes the lead. You see the replay here. Nick Moon has been a thorn in 901 FC's side and puts that ball on a platter for Tyler Pasher, who stays calm, cool, and collected and buries that ball once again past Tim Howard. And Indy 11 3-2 up with about 20 minutes left in this game.
Very calm finish by Pasher. It's his second of the night. And what probably made the difference was, for him, he let that ball roll across his body. He finished left side. If he goes back across, he hits Tim Howard right in the chest. He put it the only place that he could. And now 901 FC, after being up 2-0, now face their first deficit of the night, 3-2.
Yeah, it's going to take some real veteran leadership here from 901 FC to be able to get back into this game. And as Jose Baxter is driving down the field.
Here comes Hundley. Hundley looking to cross in. He's got Brandon Allen, but that is shepherded away for a corner. And now the Memphis crowd wanting to see an equalizer.
Really nice ball there from Matt Hundley. A really tantalizing ball played across the 6-yard box, which forced an awkward clearance from Patty Barrett. But in the end, he gets the job done and lives to fight another day for Indy 11.
Hundley on loan from Colorado Rapids, age 19. The lefty Mark Birch. Here comes the in-swinging ball. Doyle wants it, but Evan Newton's got it. He'll have to slow down as they had 8 men in the box for Indy 11. He's been wanting to break most of the time, but no opportunity there. Better safe than sorry for Indy 11. Ioze goes over the top to Pasher. He's sitting on a brace. He would love a hat trick to spoil the return of Tim Howard here in the 74th minute. Stay up to date with news and highlights from across the USL Championship and League One by downloading the official league app today. Search United Soccer League in the App Store or in Google Play and download today to enjoy news, giveaways, competitions, and more. Pierre Da Silva is going to be calling it a night. He's had a big night of work tonight, high energy, and he'll make way for Raphael Metzigan. And Rafa played with Lansing Ignite in USL League One. And also Detroit City has a connection with assistant coach Ben Pierman.
Yeah, Raphael Metzigan will be looking to run at players 1v1. He's kind of a similar player to Pierre Da Silva, who had an excellent game, I must say. He caused a lot of problems for Indy 11, but Metzigan will come in and play along the same mold as Pierre Da Silva and running at players and really making things happen 1v1 for 901 FC.
Tim Howard looking to play over the top to Metzigan. Not able to do so, but Kofi is there to clean up. And here comes Jose Baxter. Finds Michael Reed, who's got Hundley on the wing. Can he save it? No, just a little away. And now Coach Tim Mulqueen is urging his guys to press high, because now they've got to find the equalizer.
Yeah, and he's got some fresh legs in there to be able to keep that pressure up in Raphael Metzigan and Matt Hundley on the flanks for 901 FC. They're going to want to continue to get the ball out wide for their creative wide players to be able to run 1v1 at those Indy 11 defenders and whip balls into Brandon Allen.
Hackshaw cushions a header back to Newton, and now we're at that point where they've got the lead, and Newton really doesn't need to be in that much of a rush at the moment. Ball headed on by Moon, headed back by Birch and cleared out by Zach Carroll.
You can see the speed of Tyler Pashers causing a lot of confusion and panic in those 901 FC defenders. They're really going to have to keep an eye on him if they want to be able to stay in this game.
Zach Carroll, not much of an option other than to try to head it down, but there's a foul called in the box.
A lot of contact there between Ilya Illich and Zach Carroll, and Zach Carroll has played a monster of a game, although the score right now is not really reflecting it. As you can see the replay here, Ilya Illich coming in, it looked like slightly at the back of Zach Carroll, although he won't agree. He thought that was shoulder to shoulder.
Tyler Gibson will drop that back to Patty Barrett, switches left side to Iose, and he's been everywhere tonight.
So Iose trying the young 19-year-old Matt Hundley with the nutmeg, as Jean-Christophe Kofi was able to intercept that ball, but gives it right back to Indy 11 and Iose Garcia.
77th minute, Indy 11 lead this one 3-2. Memphis 901 FC got on the board with 2 goals in the first 20 minutes. And then Indy 11 scratched one out right before the whistle of the first half and picked up that momentum again after the 65th minute. Here's a ball over the top. Hackshaw will beat Allen to that. Newton has time to pick which side he goes to. He goes to Hackshaw, who will cushion it down with his chest, plays it off of Hundley. Caught a break there and puts it into the mixer in midfield.
Ooh. Tell you what, a really creative pass there from Ilya Illich. If that one would have gotten through, Tyler Pasher would have been in on goal with about 60 yards of open space.
Dropped off wide to Ahmed. He'll cut inside, looking left wing, and he has Illich. Illich will work against Segbers. He's got 2 in the box. Iose, probing ball on the inside to Tyler Gibson. But Michael Reed finds Tim Howard with a quick touch, and he's able to clear for Brandon Allen, who heads on to Metzigan. Here comes Metzigan. He'll drive 1-on-2. Can't quite make it all the way through. I think Brandon Allen was hoping for at least an attempted cross there, 1 touch earlier.
Yeah, it might have been 1 touch too many from Raphael Metzigan as he was driving at the heart of that Indy 11 defense.
There's a 1-touch pass through by Tyler Gibson. That forces Liam Doyle back to Howard. He takes 1 touch away to safety and then clears out to Hundley. He'll head it into midfield. Michael Reed with some jostling. He wins that out. There's Kofi.
Excellent strength in the middle of the field for Michael Reed.
Indy 11 with a wide switch to Carl Haworth. Haworth with the probing pass inside. He's looking for Illich. He swings out to the right side of the box. He's looking for help. He's got Haworth, but he'll go back to the inside to his left foot. To Drew Connor. And ball is deflected. Fired over the top. Goal kick for Memphis 901 FC. Sagbers will quickly work it back to Howard, and they'll go the long route here, trying to quickly get it down the pitch. Menzigan can't win that off of Wimette. And Kofi gives to Birch. And now you watch Indy 11. Now they've really applied the high pressure.
Yeah, Drew Connor has really been a force in midfield for Indy 11. The work rate that he's provided and just sprinting after Memphis 901 FC players and winning the ball back has been super impressive in the middle of the field for Indy 11.
Here's Raphael Menzigan. They're going to call the foul there, and that's going to give 901 FC the opportunity for a set piece. And head coach Tim Mulqueen mentioned in the offseason that dead ball situations are critical, where you can steal a goal here and there against the run of play. And this could be one such situation. Here's Mark Birch.
Mark Birch will be looking for the head of Liam Doyle and Zach Carroll in an outswinger.
Ball across, looking for Doyle, looking for Allen, can't find him, finds Nick Moon instead, fighting against Michael Reed. Reed gets the break there. He was held.
Yeah,
foul called against Moon.
A really favorable call there for Michael Reed, 901 FC, as Nick Moon has just been sprinting all over the field since he's come on for Indy 11. He's really made a difference in the second half for Martin Rennie's attack.
He didn't come on for a short jog, did he? He's been highly energetic. He played for Detroit, or for Lansing Ignite as well in USL League One, and that's just a tribute to the overall structure of the United Soccer League, where the players in League Two get that first taste. League One, as they develop, have opportunities at the next level, and that's what players like Nick Moon are getting on this Saturday night here in Memphis, Tennessee. And we'll have our final substitution coming up. And we'll say goodnight to Jose Baxter, who put in 81 minutes of hard work, and he'll give way to one of last year's fan favorites, Dan Metzger.
It's a really good performance, I thought, from Jose Baxter. He was spraying balls all over the pitch in his 81 minutes of action of this game.
Had a couple of opportunities as well. Strong throw into the middle of the box, and Evan Newton claims that off the top of Hackshaw.
Yeah, really commanding goalkeeping from Evan Newton all second half. He's been coming off of his line nicely and really getting up well to be able to corral those balls at their apex.
Newton goes high and long. Liam Doyle with the header, looking for Metzger. Can't find him, though. It finds Drew Connor instead, who goes to Iose with a little bit of space on the wing. Will he be in a rush? Yes, he'll go to Pasher on the wing. Centering pass all the way through. There's a shot and a goal by Indy 11, and Carl Haworth may have just sealed the deal here in the 83rd minute.
And it's been the wide players for Indy 11, and particularly their wing backs all night long, especially in the second half. For Indy 11 is an unbelievable finish off the first-time volley from Carl Haworth, who came from his right back position to bury that ball at the near post for Indy 11.
JJ, I saw two white streaks, one down the middle of the six, and then I saw Haworth. I'm not sure who the first one was. Was that Pasher? Or it wasn't Illich, but we do definitely know that that was Haworth. It might have been Nick Moon that slid through. It was Nick Moon, and Haworth goes near post with a laser, making it 4-2.
Yeah, it's been absolute clinical finishing from Indy 11 in this second half, as they've put on a clinic so far in the last really second half of action, as they scored at the end, as you recall, at the end of the first half, the very end of the first half, and now have just been absolute dynamite throughout the last 40 minutes of this game. So unbelievable game so far from Tyler Pasher and Iose Garcia in this game.
We've seen 901 FC tonight score twice quickly. They'll need to do it again. Mark Birch probing ball over the top. Wimette. It's called for the foul over the back. Been physical tonight, but he's done the job for Indy. After that rough first 20 minutes, things have settled down significantly. Here's an in-swinging ball by Birch. They need something, and in a hurry. Here's Brandon Allen. He's got Sagbers on the wing and Hundley. Is he onside? He is. Tries to beat Ioze on the dribble, can't do it. Drops it off for Kofi. Switching ball over to Allen. That's headed away by Ouimet. Hundley's going to try to go for it. He can't get there before Tyler Gibson. Ioze looking to save it on the touchline. He does, just so.
You see Ioze, he's so tricky on that left flank for Indy 11 as he was able to keep that ball in, and now Indy 11 once again able to maintain possession and be able to kill some time off of this clock.
Hackshaw to Ioze. And they're in no particular rush at this very moment. We have a throw or a foul. It's either a foul on Matt Hundley or a throw. I think they're going to call the foul here.
And Tim, while we have a little bit of a break here, you know, we talked about Tyler Pasher at the beginning of this game, and that if 901 FC were able to stop him or at least slow him down, they'd have a great shot at 3 points in this game. And needless to say, they have not slowed him down, as he has 2 goals and an assist here in the first 85 minutes of this game. So Tyler Pasher's been a really special player in this game.
Pasher through, but that shot nowhere near the Memphis goal.
Yeah, you can see he was really feeling himself on that play, testing his luck from the absolute corner of the 18-yard box.
And this will be the final substitution of the night. In fact, that'll be Tyler Pasher's last touch of the ball. As we'll see Matt Watson head to the pitch, the 35-year-old. I believe you've shared the pitch with him before. Am I not mistaken, Mr. Greer?
Big shout out to Matty Watson as he is awarded with the captain's armband. An absolute great player and a true veteran of the game. He's, you know, been around for quite some time, and he's such a strong player in the middle of the pitch for Indy 11.
Newton will just want to get that anywhere but near the goal, and he does. There's Rafa Metzigen over to Metzger. Had a moment there where we thought maybe a quick turn, but Patty Barrett there on the spot again. Michael Reed with the ball in, but Patty Barrett on the spot, as the Indy captain so often has been in his career. Zach Carroll looking for over the top.
Yeah, really strong defending from Patty Barrett and that Indy 11 back line, as they've really shut the water off on Memphis 901 FC in this second half.
87th minute, Memphis 901 FC with goals from Brandon Allen and Zach Carroll. Took a 2-0 lead after the 16th minute. But up until right before the halftime whistle, it was all 901 FC. But since then, Indy 11 has found their goal-scoring touch with a pair from Tyler Pasher. Also Carl Haworth in the mix as well. And now we've got some late match shenanigans here.
It looked like Jose Garcia trying to buy his side a little bit more time, and at the end of this second half, you see Matty Watson, extremely physical player. It looked like it might have been shoulder to shoulder, but a professional foul at the middle of the field.
Quick free kick. Birch into the box, looking for Doyle. He heads it on, looking for Metzger. Metzger with the ball at his feet. Here's Zach Carroll. It's knocked away by Drew Connor, and here comes Ioze. Are they looking for a fast break? Maybe so, maybe not. But at the very least, they just want possession and some space, and they've got it with Drew Connor. He'll slide it to Tyler Gibson, puts Hackshaw under pressure. He has to quickly dump it off cross field to Ouimet, and they'll reset. Matt Watson, a quick one-touch by Gibson, doesn't get through. Doyle slips and falls. Here comes Nick Moon. He's on the right side. He'll have a shot. Save Howard. Does he keep it out? He does.
It's really an excellent save from Tim Howard there. It was more difficult than it looked as Nick Moon put his foot through that ball. That volley looked like at the near post, and Tim Howard was just able to keep that out of the back of his net.
Here's Mark Birch. He'll go over to Kofi. Slides it right side to Mark Segbers. A one-touch and back from Hundley. Centering pass is knocked down by Jose and cleared away. I spoke with Cam Lindley earlier this week by phone. He's with Indy 11 now, and he won't get in the match. Have they made all their subs? Maybe he does get in the match at the end. I think they've made all their subs. They have. And he spoke about the depth in their midfield. New player with them, of course, with Memphis 901 FC. Last year, he said, you know, to be honest with you, we have 4 midfield positions. There's 8 midfielders, and we're all good at what we do. He says, I'm just going to be happy with whatever role I can earn on the club, whether it be start or come in. I think he understands the depth, and we're seeing tonight the depth of this midfield with Indy 11.
Absolutely. He's coming into a veteran side, as you see. Once again, a lot of contact between Liam Doyle and I think that's Nick Moon, who's clutching the back of his neck here. We got to hope that he's okay.
I'm wondering if they slipped on the grass and it made it worse than what it was. It looked like Doyle was just trying to go over the back for a header.
Yeah, a lot of contact on that play. It looked like Liam Doyle, he was trying to win that ball. Obviously, we're at the end of the game here in the 90th minute, and his side is down. You can see the replay here that Nick Moon held him up strongly. And it looked like as Liam Doyle was on the way down, that forearm might have caught Nick Moon in the back of the head, but he's leaning up now, and he seems to be okay as he's clutching his neck and his jaw area. But to your earlier point, Tim, yes, you know, Cam Lindley, he was such a strong player for Memphis 901 FC as he had a goal and 7 assists in the first season in 2019 for 901 FC. But he's now in a completely new situation with a ton of veteran players that many of which have returned for Indy 11, and they're such a strong side, but it's a long season. So, you know, I'm sure Cam Lindley, he's a true professional. He'll know to keep his head up and keep fighting for the 2020 season.
Trainer Mija Kinsey probably going to suggest an ice pack after the game for sure, as Nick Moon is up on his own 2 feet and he'll stay in the match. 4 minutes of added time, by the way, and maybe a little bit more added on as we've had an injury here. And they'll restart that with the free kick. The foul was on Liam Doyle.
It also looked like Liam Doyle was awarded a yellow card there from Matthew Thompson.
That'll be the 5th yellow card of the night handed out by the referee.
You know, Tim, I got to hand it to Indy 11. They've really put in such a professional performance here on the road at AutoZone Park here in Memphis, Tennessee. You know, to go down 2 goals on the road so early on and to be able to keep your wits about you, and, you know, also after receiving numerous yellow cards, as you mentioned, you know, now they find themselves 4-2 up at the end of the game. Just an unbelievable performance from Martin Rennie and his squad.
This could have very well, after 16 minutes, gotten out of hand for Indy 11, but they kept their composure. And a terrific finish by Ioze right before the death of the first half on the ball that actually bobbled, and he was able to keep it low and score, and that seemed to take the air out of 901 FC heading into the locker room at the half. Now here's Hundley trying to work quickly, trying to get something here in the 3rd minute of added time, a switch, and that's just going to fall harmlessly out for an Indy throw. It seemed like after about the 60th minute, Indy pushed down on the clutch and went into another gear.
Absolutely, and that's something that, you know, you have to give credit to Nick Moon, who's come into this game and has been an absolute spark plug, and also Tyler Pasher, who was just unbelievable in this game with 2 goals and an assist. You know, he really just put the team on his back and was able to do some incredible things, and it started with that goal where he ran about 70 or 80 yards straight through the heart of that Memphis 901 defense.
Here's a quick throw by 901, looking for Brandon Allen on the long throw. May find him here. He needs help in the box. He's got Metzger, but instead he's got no choice other than to get in a foot race with Patty Barrett. I didn't know Patty went that far out of the 18-yard box, but you do what you got to do when you're the captain.
Yeah, absolutely. Patty Barrett has been solid all night long for Indy 11, especially in the second half of this game, and he's really showed a strong defensive effort against Brandon Allen.
Mark Birch looking to find some sort of magic here. Here's a ball in the box looking for Carroll. He can't get there. Menzigan fighting for it, but Watson shields him away, and Wamet sends it down to Tim Howard. Tim scored in the Premier League. Might as well take a shot at this point. Scored against Bolton. It might have been in a cup match, but he scored a goal before in the top flight. We're coming up on the end of the minimum amount of added time. There was an injury to Nick Moon, which may add maybe 30-45 seconds. We'll see. As The headers are pinging around now. And there's a slick one touch by Moon looking for Illich, but that's picked off by Zach Carroll. And a foul to slow things down. Probably a pretty smart play there, JJ, to just quash any momentum.
Yeah, once again, Indy 11 with the professional foul in 901 FC's own defensive half. And Indy 11 is really just taking the crowd out of this game and taking the sails out of 901 FC, who started off in this game, as you said earlier, Tim, so hot, going up 2-0. But Indy 11 with that veteran leadership has just really put a hold on 901 FC and their attack.
Quick cross looking for Hundley, finds him. He's going to have to do something quickly as we're now coming up close to the 6th minute of added time. Through ball gets through to Menzigan. Right-footed shot, saved by Newton.
I'll tell you what, Tim, I think Evan Newton picked that ball out of the top corner, and it also might have grazed his post, his near-hand post, after he got a touch on it. But an unbelievable save on it from Evan Newton on that Rafa Minskin shot.
We'll have to check the ball for pain, as that was a terrific save. In-swinger punched away by the goalkeeper, Evan Newton. Ball back in. Hackshaw heads it sort of to safety, and then Matt Watson kicks it anywhere but there. Segburst quickly. We're now into the 6th minute of added time. Kofi now running away from goal. Precious time ticking down. They've got to go. Tim Howard takes one touch. Here comes the airmail looking for Liam Doyle. Doyle gets there, but Hackshaw wins the second touch, and that's out for a throw. 901 FC turns to Matt Hundley. Hundley taken down, but that's just going to be a throw in. Coming up on entering our 7th.
It's 5.5. We're at 5.5 right now.
Minute of added time. 6 minute technically. Here's a ball into Brandon Allen. Patty Barrett gets it. He clears it away, and that is gonna do it for tonight. 6 minutes of added time. Your final after getting out to a 2-0 start. Indy 11, 4 unanswered goals. Martin Rennie walks out a 4-2 winner with his Indy 11 in this opening match of the 2020 season. We'll be back to wrap things up. Coming up, you're watching USL Soccer. There was some promise tonight with Memphis 901 FC with 2 quick goals. Indy 11 with 4 in the return, though. They win this one 4-2. Promising for Memphis 901 FC, but it's a work in progress. But we did see some positive signs tonight, and that second goal was something to behold tonight, J.J. Greer.
Absolutely. Zach Carroll, who will be 901 FC's man of the match, found himself wide open right on top of the 6-yard box for a diving header, and he buried that thing as a true center back would, as Mark Birch was able to whip that thing into Zach Carroll, who found himself in a ton of space. Zach Carroll was also able to make so many, last-ditch efforts and strong tackles at center back for 901 FC.
He's tonight's Buff City Soap Man of the Match. Congratulations, Zach Carroll, and thank you for your efforts tonight. Let's take a look at the final numbers, though, as Memphis 901 FC loses this one 4-2. Shots, Indy 11 really picked things up in the second half. J.J. Greer with 13-10. Possession was even at the end of the first half, but it was very evident once they started making the comeback that possession was going to start tilting in their favor.
Absolutely, and it started with that Ayoze Garcia goal at the end of the first half. When you talk about Ayoze Garcia and Tyler Pasher and Nick Moon and some of their veteran leadership for Indy 11, they really took this game over and played such a professional performance away from home. So Indy 11 comes away with this one.
Yeah, and tonight, well, maybe not all smiles for Memphis 901 FC, but there is hope. There is promise. A strong start to the match. Coming up, the next game's going to be Saturday, March the 14th. And we're looking forward to seeing you back here at AutoZone Park. For J.J. Greer, I'm Tim Van Horn. We're in Memphis, Tennessee. It was Indy 11 4, Memphis 901 FC 2. We'll see you next week as they host St. Louis. For the whole gang here, we say good night, so long, and thanks for watching USL Championship Soccer.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.